With yet another Brexit breakdown by British lawmakers, tensions are ratcheting up, and there's concerns that even more protesters could hit the streets of London. Today here in this country, the Canadian government issuing a warning to travelers heading to the British capital. It's being called both proactive and heavy-handed.
Shame on you! Shame on you!
As boots hit the pavement en masse in the British capital, many expected today would be the day when the UK could potentially crash out of Brexit. And right on cue, the Canadian government issued this warning that in part reads, acts of violence could occur as well as confrontations between demonstrators and security forces. A 1 million person march took to the streets of London in recent days to demand a second EU referendum.
That was 1 million on one side. Just wait till the other side comes out. I think that there is going to be at least more protest, and the question will be, can they maintain calm?
52% of the people voted to leave.
So what does this mean for Canadians? Canada's former High Commissioner to the UK says he'd still travel to London, but when it comes to Canucks seeking to do business overseas, he believes the impacts are already evident.
They've had to think carefully about whether they should go to expand or open a business to serve Europe in Frankfurt or Paris or Munich, or should they go to London and Birmingham? And you've got a market of 300 million people in one case and a market of about 60 million people in the other. It's sort of a no-brainer.
Can I plan my future? Can I run my business? Can I buy my products? Will my friend runs an Italian winery here, and he's sitting here on tender hooks, not knowing whether he should buy lots of stock and invest in it or wait. Everybody's very uncertain, and uncertainty leads to frustration.
Mark Sultana is the head of the Canadians in London Facebook group. He doesn't see the protests as a safety concern.
I think I was a little bit upset because, you sent me the report, to request this discussion, and I'm like, hang on, I live here and I haven't heard this, so I even shared it in the group, in the Canadians in London group, and, people are commenting on it saying, we can't believe this, how can that be the case?
Though with a Brexit decision now pushed off to April 12th, some believe clashes between counter-protesters are inevitable.
I cannot possibly tell you the tension isn't high, because it is high. It affects a lot of people.
With the summer travel season just around the corner, Sultana urges Canadians to continue to make the pilgrimage to London, just stay away from the Parliament buildings, though this country's former High Commissioner to the United Kingdom has concerns of collateral damage.
While the security services and the police service, the Metropolitan Police, are focused on keeping people in Britain safe, and if they are on their back foot because of the prospect of a 1 million person march, and security becomes lax in other fashions, then you've got the prospect of terrorists taking advantage, and you don't want to be caught in.
More than 720,000 Canadians visit the country each year and spend nearly $1 billion. News of today's advisory from the federal government, receiving mixed reviews from those boarding a British Airways flight from Toronto to London Heathrow tonight.
I live in Toronto, but obviously I'm British and I'm going back home for a couple of months, so obviously it's all going to happen while I'm there. So I'm as confused as everyone else.
I probably won't even go into central London. I'm fine. I wouldn't go in. It will be chaos.
Things will be fine. Just come to London, enjoy yourself, spend lots of money, help the economy.
Now, while the travel advisory remains on the Government of Canada's website, it appears they pulled it off their travel Twitter page. It seems that everything with Brexit these days is clouded with uncertainty.